When I ask our students, what's the impact been on the coaching or the mentoring experience? And it's always about confidence. Confidence in self, confidence in aspirations, confidence in their potential. And it's so good to see.
Confidence is something that I think our students gain at all levels. The other thing is self-awareness. So we've talked a bit about that already, but coaching really as an enabler to help people get to know themselves better, understand what they're about, understand their strengths and their development areas, and maybe shift their focus onto things that they've not been willing or given the space and time to acknowledge before. And for me, it's also about understanding how they impact on other people. So how do other people experience you? How are you received by others? And often what we see is that they're able to start to put that into practice on programme and really think about their behaviours and how that impacts on teamwork and on others around them. And wrapped up in all of that for me is something about developing a real sense of humility and really understanding who they are and what they can take forward, and also a level of respect for other people, having been through a coaching process, and we know that that's really valuable for employability.
We see our students taking personal responsibility and really owning their own personal and professional development. And it's very much what Jenny was saying earlier on about coaching being a partnership. We want our students to really drive the kind of conversations. It's all about them, it's them at the centre. It's not a passive process.
That might be a goal in and around being confident to speak up in class, to take the lead in group work when maybe that's they're not assertive and they really want to develop in that area, particularly maybe for our students who have English as a second language and really aspire to contribute more. So that might be a goal that they're working towards, right through to our students who have always wanted to launch their own business and maybe come particularly in the MBA, having held a professional career and now really wanting to do something for themselves but lacking the self-belief. And really coaching can act as a real support and encouragement or enabler to get them to the point of thinking, I really can do this and I will, and setting out actions that will help them towards that in the future.
It's so good to hear the breadth of the goals that you're talking about, because I know that they are all very different and unique, and going back to what Jenny said about coaching culture, it really is bespoke, isn't it, to the individual as well.
I think the development of the coaching bank has been organic. We're very lucky, obviously you have helped us with our coach training and our ongoing coach supervision. I think there's a real sense of pride and ownership. It's become part of our identity. It's so rewarding, constantly surprised by what our students come up with in terms of the level of insight, the level of connection that they make to different ideas, how something that happened quite randomly in one experience on programme has shifted the way that they think about themselves. And to have that opportunity to reflect and think at depth, and that sort of make those connections in a way that wouldn't have happened previously, and students tell us that all the time, without them being encouraged to reflect. To know that as staff we can facilitate that in a way that we don't have to give them the answers, they're coming up with these answers themselves, is just amazing. It's such a privilege, and something that is hugely rewarding for all concerned.
Absolutely, and I think I would pick up on your word that you mentioned there, pride. I think is that an external, being fortunate to watch the evolution of your coaching culture. I feel really proud to be part of it, and I feel probably inspired and empowered by the desire for all the coaches, because we have quite a diverse coaching base now, which is great because it means that our matches with the students can actually be quite bespoke. So I'm proud of the diversity, but I'm also really proud of each one of the coaches that turn up and want to be their best. There's that thirst for knowledge and that thirst for excellence in coaching that I think has really driven your coaching culture as well. And being a coach on this programme, we're sometimes working with students where English isn't their first language. We're talking about students that are maybe far away from home for the very first time, and they turn up, and the confidential space, I don't ever have to report back to anybody what the conversations are. So I have this wholly confidential space where I see them being really vulnerable and being able to really open up and have a space that perhaps they've never had before as well. And for me, that's so humbling to be part of that one-to-one, but also the wider impact that you guys are making here.